Well, these guys are looking hungry. They're all charging round me. I think they need feeding. Anyway, good afternoon from a grey, grim, potentially rainy Peterborough. I'll feed these fish afterwards, don't worry. So, a few updates. There always seems to be an update. Ta-da! I've now reduced the 10-metre cable from the new UV down to 500mm, so I've now got a 9.5 metre extension lead. Can't beat that. Free extension lead. Every day of the week I'll take that. What else have I been doing? Well, after watching Righty's video on plastic welding, as you know, I bought one by accident, as you do, but I thought I'll put it to good use. You did see, maybe last video or video before, that I bought some of this. This just goes on the bottom of the showers. I've now cut a piece to suit, and I've actually used, I'll just put a bit of light on, I've actually used just the tacking welder. I haven't used any welding rods at all, just the tacking tip. And the tacking tip, if I can find it, looks like this. So basically it's just a flattened end, and I've actually placed that onto the plastic after gripping the plastic together and just run that across it. So I've done both sides, and as you can see, it clearly works, and I'm pretty impressed with that. So second to that, because I have got some polypropylene left, this stuff, I'm still not certain what I'm going to make with it, but I'd like to make something just to test its water filling capacity, see if it doesn't leak. So I've been having a practice with a spare piece of polypropylene and some welding rods. I'll just take this out into the daylight. So basically I took two pieces of polypropylene, held them together in the vise. I then run the tacking tip down it, just basically to give it some security, and then ran a polypropylene welding rod, triangular in shape, front and back. Now I've been trying to break this, and I can't, so what I'm going to do is put it in the vise and hammer it. So I won't be able to do that with any spare hands, but trust me, this is absolutely solid, so that gives me a lot of confidence to make something out of that spare polypropylene. So that's one part of the update. In fact, let's put this in here. As you can see, it holds its own. That sits in there. Job done. So this tier, if anybody wants to make me an offer, I think I paid 75 quid for it. Don't quote me on that. I think I paid 75 quid. Let me know if you've got a 1000mm shower that requires an extra tier. I'll leave that up to you. The disc from the Easy Pod, there is one left. Really nice gentleman down south bought one from me. Very easy to work with, so thanks for that. So we've got one left. Make me an offer, see what I can come up with. Anyway, we'll just leave it there. I've got some thoughts about the pond, but I shall just leave that there. Bye.
So welcome to the 1000 subscriber draw. Well done to everyone who entered and got the right answer. We've put the names all in a hat, and we have an independent panel here to pick the names out.
Hello, I'm Tom. I'm Chief Stirrer. I have stirred.
I'm Charlotte, and the winner is Koi Crazy Katsuba.
Thank you very much, Tom and Charlotte.
Yeah,
Well done. So well done to Koi Crazy. Get in touch with me via email within 7 days and we'll get your, it's going to be your Koi shop voucher organised. Thank you very much. Take care. Been playing around with the plastic welder. I had a 1200 by 600 sheet, and just to practice I thought, oh, I'll get the tacking tip on the heat gun and then get the welder on. So because we've had other things on, I've just had the tacking tip on, but made this. I'm not exactly certain what it's supposed to be, but it's got a slipway on, it's got a small groove. This is approximately 400 by 220. First plan is to take some of this and drop it in the bottom, but just raise it up slightly, and then get my lovely wife Kat to put some plants in. So I built it to be the width of a brick, or the length of a brick, and I was hoping if I had less material to sit it over the top of the gravity blade, but it's too big. But I'll find a place for it, don't worry. So yeah, is it easy? Some of it is. You can get some decent welds going. This is just a tack weld, and this is when it doesn't go very well. Is it watertight? Well, not yet, because I've got to put the welding strip on. I'll do that tomorrow. It's getting too close to tea time and I can't miss my tea. So yeah, this was basically following Terry Wright's advice and watching a video that Terry did on how he did his RDFs, and basically I wanted to use the same principle, the same heat settings, the same material thickness and the same welding rods to try and create something of my own. So up to now it's looking pretty good. And is it worth a go? Yeah, it is definitely worth a go. So look on eBay or look on Amazon, get yourself one of these heat guns, 1600 watt. Yeah, I got me tacking ends from China, from eBay. They said that it would be 3 weeks. I think it only took a week, and there they were. So yeah, very happy with that. Where am I going to connect this new slipway? Well, those are the people that are following us closely. I've got this valve here, and I'm going to attach it to there somehow, and just to create not so much another water feature, it's just trial and error. And if I'm successful with making something small, could I do it bigger? You need about 6 pair of hands, you need about 20 clamps, but once you get going, very enjoyable. Anyway, get yourself one. You know when you stand still too long and then you think, ooh, shall we change the pond next year? The initial thoughts 2 years ago was to have a big pond. Kat wanted something that complemented the garden, and in the end she were right, it did need to complement the garden. Things have changed a little bit. We've put a bridge in the meadow, and say hello, Kat.
Hello, Kat.
And Kat was saying, can she have some kind of wildlife pond underneath this bridge, and then the grandkids can see frogs, newts, tadpoles, throw a few goldfish in, make it a decent size, not too deep, and safe for the children. Yeah, okay, we'll go for that. That seems an easy one. Then we started talking about the actual pond. Is there anything that we can do next year, or is there anything that we want to do next year to improve things? Because we're quite aware that it's only a 1,500 gallon pond. Our fish are looking brilliant and getting bigger by the day. They're just eating like horses. So we come up with a few options. The greenhouse was built on a 900mm dwarf wall, like that. So we had a thought to take the entire wall right down to the other end, right down here and right across here, and have the whole lot 900mm higher, so it's exactly level with the greenhouse. A window where I'm standing at this end, a window at the far end, and a window just to the right so you can see it from the decking. We can call that option 1. Pros, it might look out of place, it might look alright, but the cons, that's a big chunk of brickwork, a lot of water. I think we've got 3,500 gallons, more expense. Any treatments are going to create more expense. Windows, which were a great idea, more expense. Anyway, we'll just call it option 1. Option 2, excuse me, is to leave the wildlife bit and the goldfish where they are and put the wall, 900 wall, there. So this then becomes a koi pond and then a dropped area which remains the same with all the lilies in, plants, and we could have some kind of water blade falling the other way from the high part of this pond to the low part of that pond. I suppose we can call that option 2. Cons. With option 1 and option 2, if we have a 900mm wall, the deepest part of the pond will be 7 foot. Maintenance will be a nightmare if we need to get to the bottom drain, and trying to get fish with a long net could also be a nightmare. Option 3, instead of going 900mm all the way along, go 600mm all the way along. So we would then, instead of going up here to 900mm, we would be down here with 600mm. We'd still have a window here, we'd still have a window there, and we could still have a window, albeit narrow, at the far end, get rid of the centre wall, and then we'd have a 600mm high pond. The deepest point would then be 6 foot, which is a little bit more manageable. Now, according to my calculations, and these are pretty rough, if we have 900mm surrounding everything, that will be 3,500 gallons. If we have the short version of 900mm, we would end up with 2,635. If we have 600mm all the way down and back, that's 2,800. Now, up to now, we are liking option 3, which is the 600mm. It would create a wall to sit on, it would create windows to look through, and it wouldn't be too high to make it look a bit of an eyesore. We could still have the pergola on top, or we could make it lower, or just get rid of it altogether, move it somewhere else. And then option 4 is to leave everything as it is. With the first 3 options, a couple of the options, I think the easy pods will cope. I think the big option, no, I don't think it'd cope, or it would be right on its limit, and I wouldn't be happy working with a filter on its limit. So option 1 900mm all the way around with windows. Option 2, 900mm halfway to the water blade, and then we keep the existing lily pond and the water vase and just run that independent of the main pond. Option 3, 600mm all the way around, and option 4, leave it as it is. Okay YouTube, do your stuff. What option would you have? Why? And put it in the comments. Thank you very much.